Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction consultant. And as you know from my many interviews of local and national businesses, we at Schooley Mitchell and me personally like to promote businesses for free on social media. It's not our game. We are an expense reduction consulting company, but we do like to promote businesses and give people like Robin and her business some free marketing on the social media. And today I have with me Robin Leiby. Robin, welcome to the show.
Thanks, William. It's great to see you.
And Robin is the Marketing and Business Development Director with E3 Solutions, a company that does environmental evaporation. Is that exactly?
Yeah, so it's basically industrial wastewater evaporation. So anybody that's looking to get rid of wastewater, if you have a wastewater treatment plant, oil and gas, mining, agricultural, leachate, anybody that needs to get rid of excess water, we basically manufacture, design, and install accelerated evaporation technology.
So before we get into more of what you do as a business, tell anybody watching this a little bit about you. Where are you coming from?
So my background is sales and marketing. I actually started off in real estate in Pennsylvania. That was basically my first job. So I was a real estate broker for 8 years. I moved to Tampa and I've been here for 25 years. Basically background, sales and marketing, business development, worked for a civil engineering firm, worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I started working this job about 2.5 years ago.
Fantastic. So anybody that wants to reach out to Robin and learn more about what she does, and you're going to hear more about what she does in a minute, her details are underneath her portion of the video, email address, phone number, etc. So Robin, you touched on what the business does. My understanding is that you bring machines in and evaporates water away from dirty water and makes it clean again. So explain to people what really goes on as opposed to what I'm saying goes on.
Sure. That's kind of a misunderstanding. It doesn't make it clean again, but we basically evaporate the water. So say, for instance, a wastewater treatment plant, that its footprint is getting larger and it may spill over into an estuary or, ruin something environmentally. We come in with our machines. We have land-based models and we also have floating models, and we put them on the pad or the water, and it evaporates the wastewater using rotary atomization. So it basically pumps the water through a tube. It comes out of motors. They spin. It fractures the water down to tiny microns, and it turns into a mist. So depending on where in the country we deploy the machines, they work great out west where it's hot and dry. Florida, they work pretty well on drier days, but the humidity is a little bit of an issue here. But we have installations basically internationally. So
essentially, as a layperson, the way I'm seeing it is if you imagine like a bowl of water and it's full of dirty water, and you're continually putting dirty water in it, it's going to eventually overflow and it's going to go to places you don't want it to go to. Is that essentially what you're doing with like ponds and bigger areas on planet Earth, I guess?
That's it. Yeah, you have that right. That's a great way to explain it.
Well, it's better than the way I tried to explain it when we started. So what does a typical client look like for your company? Who's the people you do business with?
So we do, like I said, wastewater treatment plants, power plants, a lot of agricultural, farming, oil and gas, mining. Basically, like I said, anyone that has excess water that they need to get rid of. We can evaporate anywhere from 5,000 gallons a day to 500,000 gallons a day.
Wow. And I'm guessing, well, you can tell the viewers, where do you do this? Do you do this all over the country? In Florida? Where do you do it?
Yes, all over the country. And like I said, we also have international installations as well.
And where is the company based?
We are based in Tampa, and our manufacturing plant is in Plant City, Florida.
And then how big a company is it?
We are a smaller company. So our manufacturing plant has about 10 people. And then our downtown Tampa office, we have about 8 people total.
Cool. And I know you and I have talked about this before when we've had coffee doing one-to-ones, etc. But How do you normally find your clients? I mean, obviously, we all use referral, word of mouth. That works for everybody. But is there any secret magic sauce to how you guys find your client? Because I don't know anybody that has a big pool of water that needs to be evaporated. How do you guys find your clients?
So we reach out to a lot of engineering firms. So there are a lot of wastewater engineers that we reach out to here in Florida. We also do a lot of digital marketing to reach out to mining owners, oil and gas people in the field, wastewater, utility personnel, and that sort of people. So we do a big line of digital marketing, but on a local level, I meet with a lot of local engineers.
Engineers. Cool. So if you're a local engineer or you're a company that has a pond and you have a water source that's getting more and more polluted and it's growing, please reach out to Robin at her details below her. You can see them right underneath her portion of the video. Email address, telephone number, they're all there. So Robin, you do this across the country. Are you busier in other parts of the country, or does it matter? I mean, I know Florida's full of water areas, but I guess that's not really relevant to what you're doing. But I guess it could be because there's more chance of dirty water getting into the system, the ecosystem.
So Florida, we have wastewater treatment plants and leachate plants, mostly in Florida, it seems like. We do good on phosphate mining, but really our bread and butter is out west with oil and gas and mining, because we put a lot of larger installations out there because they have massive amounts of water. Florida, it's been more of a smaller scale.
Okay. And I know we're not going to ask for a price list, but is it, I'm guessing, is it expensive depending on the size of the product that you need taken away?
Yeah, so like I said, we manufacture anywhere from a machine that has 2 motors up into, I mean, it could have 100 motors. It's kind of like a Lego system where it just builds onto each other. But the smallest one is just a 2 motor application. But like I said, we could make it as big as you want.
Fantastic. I really like what you do, because I like the whole idea, is my basic way of explaining it, that if you've got a water pond that's got some pollution in it, you don't want it leaching into the other parts of Mother Earth. You guys are doing a fantastic job for the environment by making sure that it stays where it's supposed to stay, as opposed to going somewhere else.
Yes, that's our goal. You know, we try and, you know, save people money as well as, you know, try and be environmentally friendly as well.
Fantastic. I like that, saving money, because, you know, at Schooley Mitchell, we're all about saving money. I like the idea is that what you're doing is not just for the environment, but it can help with reducing the costs for businesses that are operating with these ponds that they don't want to grow.
Right, because they can get fines, and they also have to pay a lot of money to get the water hauled away. So this is another alternative instead of spending that money or getting fined.
So rather than having the water hauled away, they simply bring you guys in to make it evaporate away.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that in itself is much more environmentally friendly than having a hauled away, because I guess it gets hauled away, it's going to get dumped somewhere else.
That's true.
As opposed to whereas you guys can just keep the polluted pond where it is and it doesn't have to go anywhere. You just stop it from growing.
And plus, we have an environmental control panel that will control the overspray as well. So it could be adjusted automatically. So it can keep it all contained in a certain area, just depending. It's all weather related. So you can just adjust it depending on the weather to make the droplets smaller or larger.
I think what you guys do is utterly fantastic. And I know we've known one another for a while, but it wasn't until the other week there where we had a coffee and you were explaining what we're doing. I was like, I have to tell people about this. We have to get you on film and tell people about this. So that's why we're here, because I want people to understand this is a fantastic service that's great for the environment, but also helps keeps the business's costs down, because they don't have to pay to have money to have water taken away that costs them a lot of money. So we like to introduce people to things that saves them money as well as helping the environment. This has been great, Robin.
Thanks, William. I appreciate you having me on. It's been great.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you very much for coming on and explaining this to anybody that's watching this video.
I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, Robin. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.